Hello everybody, and welcome to another Kaiju Pop Quick Vid. This is Chad O'Brien, and we are looking at Pharaonic, or Pharaonic? Pharaonic. Let's go with that. So, this is a game by Milkstone Studios, people who made Ziggurat, which was more of a shooter kind of style. Here we have like a semi-2D Dark Souls-ish game set in ancient Egypt, and it's mostly focused about intense combat, and it has a few RPG elements and equipment management, and we're just going to take a quick look around. So right now we are wandering around. You can see in the background there are things like pyramids and ruins and fallen statues of alien-looking creatures. And here comes a boss fight. So I just figured we'd start right out. So right now I just got my memories back. I fought this boss before and died. So this does have a Dark Soulsian style thing, as I mentioned, in that if you die, you don't lose souls, but you lose a lot of the experience that you've gathered, and you can go back and pick it up. So a lot of this game is focused on combat, as you can see here, and it shifts around with the camera a lot, which can be a little bit confusing, but it's kind of important so that you can see everyone in the area. You have the combat mechanics themselves are very simple. You have a heavy attack, light attack, block, and parry, and you have all kinds of different armor. There, I just parried the boss, and you have to be careful because some enemies have skills that can't be blocked or parried. They can only be dodged, or some attacks can only be blocked, and things like that. It's very important to take a look at that. And I think I forgot to mention that you can also dodge, but you've probably seen me do that several times. And you've got health, you've got stamina, and you've got magic. I don't use my magic at all throughout this fight. I just killed the little weakling, and another weakling appeared, so I'm not going to be focusing on that dude. I'm going to dodge his rock then. So this is more of a mini-boss than an actual boss, but that's why it's mostly kind of mimicking the actions of the creature I fought at the very beginning of this video, because it's just a large version of that. But you keep going through, kill this guy, which will take just a few more hits, and there we go, one more. Now I just have to deal with all of the little small fries. So, this game, as you can probably tell, all the combat is 2D. There's no jumping, there's no complete freedom of movement, but at the same time, it is a little bit of a 3D game in that you can actually switch different planes. So, you might find a bridge or a road that goes past into the background or into the foreground, and you can take that road and the camera will switch over to that plane. But there's not complete 3D movement at any time. Now we're gonna head in here. This area turns out to be quite difficult for me, so I won't be spending a lot of time in here. This is the Halls of Stone. So the combat is actually really interesting. It is simple in theory, but there's a lot of timing to get down, and you have to worry about your stamina all the time. Just a couple of swings of your sword and then a dodge or something like that, and you'll find your stamina is just completely drained, so you have to be careful. Now as you travel about, you'll find people like this who are willing to teach you skills or offer quests. And every region has its people like this, and this man is only moving one arm for some reason. But anyway, I'm gonna bribe him so that he can teach me, which turns out, you know, you can see here, I've got 2 Shabti gems, as you can see at the bottom right. You can level up various skills. the skills, not much variety in here, light or heavy, basically everything. So when you level up a skill, it basically all it does is reduce the stamina cost to use that item, which is pretty nice because, like I said, just a few swings of a weapon. Even I was using a light sword that entire time, and more than a couple of slashes, and I'd be out of luck. So I also use my great shield. It's very important. So the swiftness of a great shield basically determines how much. It's weird. It determines how much stamina is taken out when you block. I don't know what that has to do with swiftness. I thought it had to do with parrying, but apparently not. And that guy hurt me a lot. And he hurt me even more there, so I'm dead. Now, I could go back into that area, but it was a little bit difficult, obviously. So I'm gonna see about another path. Maybe that guy was just... maybe he was a special enemy. So I'm gonna go into this first path over here. Just wander around. So, in a very Dark Soulsian fashion, you get a lot of these winding caverns and dungeons that can be fully explored, and sometimes you come across traps, and sometimes you come across a new armor and equipment that you can just put on, and so exploration is both dangerous and rewarding. And you'll get a lot of these kinds of encounters where I just got smashed. So this area is too difficult. I'm gonna just go ahead. I went to another area, but I'm just gonna skip that entire journey, and well, I'll meet you on the other side. So here we are in the Oasis now. Still basically the same materials. And I've already gotten into another battle. This one you need to be extra cautious of, because in the background you can see the archer. So the archer will consistently shoot arrows, and so you want to either avoid them or get him to hit the wall or something like that. Which is kind of neat that they put in like these 3D obstacles. Now, these enemies are much more on my level. I'm being a little bit careless with my attacks, but you have to basically be on them at all times, because in this area the enemies will actually heal themselves. So in the lower left you can see, when I'm actually fighting, you'll see a 3. That's my canteen. Collect my souls because I died here. So the 3 is your canteen, which is basically like your life flask from Dark Souls. It will heal up a bit of your life, and it can be refilled at various fountains. There are also shrines that you can pray at to save your game and refill your canteen, like you just saw there, the enemy drank. But you do have to be careful, because when the enemy takes it, when you take all of your drinks, then, you know, you're kind of out of luck until you find another shrine. But when you do pray at the shrine, or when you die, or when you do anything like that, all of the enemies respawn. So again, like Dark Souls. Here there's 2 archers, and I have to worry a lot about these super quick attacks. There we go. Managed to get that. Okay. So you pick up items. A lot of gold. There are merchants around who will sell items. And one nice thing is, I get very disappointed here that this is just a mirage chest. Oh my goodness, it disappeared into the sand. When you talk to merchants and sell your items to them, they will always have the items you sold. So if you ever decide, like, yeah, I wanted that little level 0 piece of crap, then you can go back and pick it up. It will cost you, but it will still be there. So it's an interesting system. I haven't found enough Shabti gems to really get myself up to level 5 in anything so far, but yeah, the game is not too difficult for the most part. It does have some extremely frustrating areas. So for example, the archers up here can kind of get on you. But yeah, it only gets frustrating when suddenly they will put more than 2 enemies on you at any one time. And not just background enemies, but I've had encounters where I've had 4 enemies at once, and 2 of them will be like giant creatures, while 2 are the smaller, faster creatures that can still stun you or do something like that. So it can get a bit aggravating during those sections. But during the main ambushing sections, when you get that yellow like alert, if you manage to clear those, you'll still have to deal with ambushes later on, but they're usually less intense. So you might get fewer enemies, or enemies spawn slower, something like that. So we're gonna keep going up now and check out the area around the oasis itself. So there's a fountain on the right here. These will refill your canteens. I'm just going to empty it first. Now you notice it doesn't give a full refill, just 2. So maybe I shouldn't have used it first. But yeah, you can use that, and that does not respawn enemies. So if you just need your canteens refilled, then just go to one of those. Now here you can see one of the traps. There's several traps throughout the stages. I did not mean to do that, I meant to roll. But the enemies are affected by them just as well, and you can do nifty little things like basically just trapping them in the trap, locking them in place. So he can't get through my shield, and this is a 100% damage blocking shield, so really I can just recover all my stamina while keeping him in the trap section. And he will melt into a puddle of ashes. Or, you know, just fall over dead. So keep pushing, 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 and goodbye, good sir. There we go. Keep moving forward. I'm scared of traps. I don't want to touch the purple water again. So I see an archer over there. I'm pretty sure that's going to be an ambush, so I'm just going to come down here. And here I've just got 1 soldier and an archer to deal with. Which isn't too difficult, but at the same time, again, you have to watch your stamina, because now you're blocking 2 attacks at once. And as you just saw there, I used my magic for basically the only time you're going to see in the video. I did a little launching projectile spell. There are several backpacks that you can create, and I'm about to die. There are several backpacks that you can collect, which offer different kinds of spells. Either making your stamina regeneration faster, or making your attack stronger, all kinds of different things. And there are also rings, and along with the equipment, there's body, head, arms, and it all updates real time. So your character will look different, whatever you put on, which is kind of neat. The character models themselves are all kind of chunky and blocky, but I think it kind of fits with the aesthetic. It's like ancient Egyptian / like hieroglyphic or something, but there's still like the natural water lilies and ponds that you can see here. So yeah, here we're getting ambushed again. Now some encounters you can actually just completely run from. Several you can run from. You just roll through them or roll back and just go through. But when you see that orange, yellowish alert above your head, that means you're stuck. So you can see there's like a little pit of spikes. It won't hurt you if you touch it, but basically you can't leave the area until you've cleared the challenge. So, again, one of the enemies just drank from the Kool-Aid, so I gotta recover all that damage. Again, if you leave them too far, then that's gonna happen. And I still have to worry about stamina, because if you block a shot while out of stamina, basically you're stunned. But the game is actually pretty generous with its stuns, so unless you get stunned in the first hit of a 3-hit combo, you're mostly safe. I've had several times where I've been locked out from a stun, and the enemy didn't take advantage at all. I was able to get in my attacks just fine, or dodge away at the next moment. So don't worry too much about it. Now that's not to say that the game isn't hard. There are several challenges that have killed me, as I've mentioned, but it's usually when several enemies gang up on you. One-on-one, you're generally pretty safe. And this archer is just a pansy and does not want to fight me. So I will put him out. Here's another trap. Have to watch out for those little buttons on the ground. The stone I just passed is like a teleportation thing, so you can go back to previous areas. Kind of like the bonfire in Dark Souls. And here's another dude who is willing to teach stuff. But unfortunately, I have no more gems, so I can't learn anything. Now, gems can be picked up from completing quests or from just helping people. Here's another shrine. As I said, praying at one of these will bring back all the enemies. So you have to be kind of cautious of that when using them. And now I've got 2 archers to deal with here, which can be kind of tough because they're quick attackers, but at the same time, with one just dealing with the bow, I had to deal with this kind of situation. So one will do really quick attacks, but now he's dead. So hooray! I'll just get rid of this dude. Now, one of the real problems I have with combat is that there really is no lock-on system. So, I know it's kind of a weird thing to complain about. I did not see that trap in the wall. I saw this one, but I misjudged my timing. So, there's no lock-on system. So, when you're surrounded by enemies, you'll attack whichever one is closest, and that can be kind of a pain. Because you might want to attack the big dude who's about to die, but instead you'll hit the little tiny dude who's not about to die. And instead, because of that choice, the big dude will hit you with a big whopping attack. So I'm trying to take care of the smaller dude here first, because first off, I've never seen the big guy, and so he's got one of those unblockable attacks. That's what that reddish purple thing means. But I was trying to take care of the little dude because he'll heal, and I just got hit there. So another kind of annoying thing is if you're dodging through an attack and you happen to get behind them and the attack is still going, you'll still be hit. I don't like that very much. But it just comes down to timing again. So I'm really trying to kill this guy. I need to get in close so he doesn't drink his water bottle. So I kind of got reckless. I'm just trying to do like quick attacks. And now I have to deal with just the bruiser, is all that's left. That was stupid of me. I tried to parry. You can't parry unblockable attacks. But, yeah, this guy also has a shield. You have to be careful with some enemies with shields, because some enemies who carry the shields will do the same thing. Like, they will parry your attacks and leave you open stunned. So, as I said, a lot of timing involved, a lot of dodging, stamina, concentration. It's very important. There's a lot of different things going on here. And that's all combined with your equipment and weapons, and I just tried to block. That was terrible of me. And I have no canteen, so this is life or death for me. Gotta dodge through and dodge back and then move in. I missed one. His shield is up. Yeah, so timing is everything, right? He's so close. There we go. But then it turns out that that was not it. Now I've got to deal with a regular dude and his archer friend. This does not go well for me, so I'm just gonna give our outro here. So this has once again been Chad O'Brien for Kaiju Pop, looking at Pharaonic by Milky Stone Studios, and we're done. So if you're interested in games and reviews and news and all that stuff, go check out our site at kaijupop.com. You can also follow us on Twitter at kaijupop, or follow me personally at Kyoshibanzai. And do thank you for watching this, and you can like and subscribe, do whatever you want, and enjoy yourselves out there, guys. So, goodbye.